trying to for a doubt. She don't give a she was in her bag. Phineas Lane asked for a burger. Watch in the front seat.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the London Black Knights and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First carry for Leonard Fournette. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Off the play fake. Francis. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Francis. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Jackson from the shotgun. And an alley to run. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
How many times do we hear that 3rd down may be the most important down in football? And there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the 1st down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key 1st down.
Now Jackson on 1st down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there, a 22. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. From the gun, Jackson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
He'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Over! Here we go now. 3-19.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Ronald Jones, his 9th touchdown of the season. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Captain Zero out now as he'll kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. Here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken at the 23. A terrific return there, 27 yards all told. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. The Dolphins have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now a first down carry by Jones. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now Jackson on second down. This one caught left side by Cooper. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. They go play action with Jackson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fade.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it's London football to begin quarter number 2. They're facing a tough spot, 3rd and 8 here to start things out.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now Jackson from the gun, he'll throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Point after now from Catanzaro. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And that'll make the score 14-0. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll weave his way up, all the way up, a few yards shy of midfield.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10. Off play action. Francis. They'll roll him out right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. The point after is good, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
That's just running the ball 101 because too much east-west, not enough north-south. Got to get upfield, don't you?
They just kept stringing him out before he knew it. He had hit the sideline. On 3rd down, Jackson. Now he'll escape to his left. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off at the 33. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20. A handoff to Fournette. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Lucky 56.
Here's a give to Fournette. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st down, Francis steps away to his left. Henry's got it out on the left side. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
To throw on 2nd down, Francis. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Looking to throw. Francis. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Buying time to his left. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off around the 27. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 2. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him early, but shut it down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a 1st down.
Partner, I know we're in the era of the mobile quarterback, but there's still an element of surprise when that position keeps the football, and what a nice gain on that play.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Intended that time for Cooper, and that'll bring up second down.
Play action's supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Room to run past midfield. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Play action. It's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he finds a man on a crossing route. A good pick up there, 26 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And it's caught. Touchdown. In for the score. And his guys are able to strike for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken at the 3. What a spin. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Rolling to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Back to throw. Francis. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and forever. Looking to throw. Francis forced out to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taking it about the 16. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here they come, the road team now getting the football first to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Jackson now operating from the gun. Being chased out left. Now he'll throw. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. On the run, it's Fournette. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Francis. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 2nd down, Jackson dancing to his left. It'll be a gain of 9, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now Jackson, he'll buy some time right. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. And it's a fumble. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option.
That's caught inside the 20, and all the way down to the 10-yard line. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 61 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Francis. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Francis. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Steps away to his left. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And as a result, possession switches hands. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a second.
And that's caught inside the 30. And touchdown. Ronald Jones, he scored on the ground and through the air. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Cat and 0 out now as he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Francis. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Back to throw. Francis. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And the Jaguars send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, We usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, they look like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. They'll pitch it out to Jones. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it. They've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Here's Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like him? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. Throwing on 1st down. Francis. Buying time to his left. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. To throw on 2nd down. Francis. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's man. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Francis. A quick hitter complete. It's man. And that one results in 35 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Francis. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
No. Check. Patriot.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Francis. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? And he said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Off the play fake. Francis sliding out of the pocket. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Francis. And he's brought down. A nice little juke move that preceded it, but not much thereafter. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Mike 56.
Back to throw. Francis. He's going to let it fly. And got his man complete. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
And they pick up the 1st down on a 4th down play. I don't know if the defense relaxed because they thought maybe they'd stopped them on 3rd down, or if they just didn't protect the sticks very well. But, boy, that's a big-time pickup right there.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not.